Here's a truth most people don't want to hear. The biggest thing keeping you broke isn't your income, your background, or bad luck. It's the way you think about money. Poor thinking isn't about how much you have in the bank. It's a mindset that keeps you trapped in scarcity, reactive decisions, and short-term survival mode, even when you start earning more. Today, I'm going to break down the exact mental patterns that separate people who build wealth from people who stay stuck, no matter how hard they work. This isn't about shaming anyone. It's about exposing the invisible beliefs that sabotage your financial future and giving you the frameworks wealthy people use to think, decide, and act differently. I'm Kyle, and if you're ready to rewire your financial operating system and stop making the same money mistakes over and over, this video will change how you see every dollar, every opportunity, and every risk. Stay until the end because we're covering the psychology, the traps, and the mental shifts that turn scarcity into abundance. The first hallmark of poor thinking is seeing money as scarce and finite instead of abundant and renewable. When you think poor, every dollar spent feels like a loss. Every investment feels like a gamble, and you hoard cash out of fear instead of deploying it strategically. Wealthy thinkers see money as a tool that flows, multiplies, and regenerates when used correctly. They're not afraid to spend on things that create more value, education, tools, networking, investments, because they understand money is attracted to value creation, not penny pinching. If you're constantly saying, "I can't afford that," instead of asking, "How can I afford that? And what would it take to make this possible?" you're operating from scarcity. The shift isn't about being reckless. It's about moving from defense to offense. Scarcity thinking keeps you small, reactive, and stuck. Abundance thinking opens doors, attracts opportunities, and positions you to capture growth. Poor thinking prioritizes short-term relief over long-term gain. It's the mindset that buys the $500 TV on credit instead of investing that $500 into a skill, business, or asset that could generate $5,000 over the next year. It's choosing instant gratification, eating out, new clothes, weekend trips, over delayed rewards like financial independence, passive income, or early retirement. Wealthy thinkers are masters of delayed gratification. They'll drive a 10-year-old car, live in a modest place, and skip the fancy dinners for years because they know those sacrifices compound into freedom later. The poor mindset asks, "What can I enjoy right now?" The wealthy mindset asks, "What can I build today that pays me for decades?" If your spending is driven by emotion, boredom, or the need to feel good temporarily, you're stuck in short-term thinking. Shift your time horizon from days to years, and every financial decision becomes clearer. Another trap of poor thinking is blaming external circumstances instead of taking radical ownership. It's easy to blame the economy, your parents, your job, your city, taxes, or the system for why you're not where you want to be. And yes, systemic barriers exist, but blame is paralyzing. Wealthy thinkers focus relentlessly on what they can control: their skills, their effort, their network, their habits, and their decisions. They don't waste energy on victimhood because it produces zero results. Instead, they ask, "Given my current situation, what's the highest leverage move I can make right now?" If you're spending more time complaining than executing, you're thinking poor. Shift to ownership. Your results are your responsibility, and that's empowering, not oppressive. The moment you accept full responsibility for your financial life, you reclaim the power to change it. Poor thinking also treats time as infinite and money as the only scarce resource. This is backwards. Time is your most finite, non-renewable asset, and money can always be earned, saved, or created. People with poor mindsets will spend 3 hours driving across town to save $10 on groceries, work a $15 an hour job for years without upskilling, or refuse to pay for convenience, mentorship, or tools that save time because it costs too much. Wealthy thinkers obsess over time ROI. They'll pay $100 to save 5 hours because those 5 hours can be used to generate $500 in value elsewhere. They invest in coaching, automation, delegation, and systems because time leverage creates wealth faster than any other strategy. If you value your time at zero, you'll never build wealth. Start calculating your hourly value and protect your time more aggressively than your wallet. Your time is your capital. Invest it like a billionaire would. Poor thinking sees investing as risky and saving as safe, which is a catastrophic inversion. Saving is important for liquidity and emergencies, but leaving all your money in cash or low-interest accounts means inflation silently erodes your wealth every year. A dollar today will be worth less in 10 years if it's not growing. Wealthy thinkers understand that not investing is the real risk. It's a guaranteed loss of purchasing power. They deploy capital into stocks, real estate, businesses, and other assets that appreciate or generate income, knowing that calculated risk is the price of wealth. Yes, markets fluctuate, but over decades, disciplined investing beats cash hoarding every time. If the thought of putting money into the market terrifies you more than watching it lose value in a savings account, you're thinking poor. Shift to understanding that intelligent, diversified investing is how you protect and multiply wealth, not hide from imaginary safety.
Another poor thinking trap is associating with other broke, negative, or scarcity-minded people and calling it loyalty. Your environment shapes your beliefs, habits, and standards. If everyone around you complains about money, mocks ambition, discourages risk, and celebrates mediocrity, you will unconsciously adopt those patterns. Wealthy thinkers are ruthless about their inner circle. They surround themselves with people who are ahead of them financially, who challenge their thinking, who celebrate growth, and who operate from abundance. This doesn't mean abandoning old friends. It means spending more time with people who elevate you and less time with people who drain or limit you. If your social circle makes you feel guilty for saving, investing, or working hard, that's a red flag. Upgrade your environment and your results will follow. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. Poor thinking buys liabilities and calls them assets. A brand new car, a bigger apartment, designer clothes, the latest phone, these are liabilities that drain your cash flow, depreciate, and generate zero income. Wealthy thinkers buy assets, things that appreciate or produce income, stocks, real estate, businesses, intellectual property. They view every purchase through the lens of cash flow. Does this put money in my pocket or take it out? If it takes money out and doesn't enhance earning power, they don't buy it, until they're wealthy enough that it doesn't matter. The poor mindset conflates ownership with success. I own a BMW, I'm doing well. The wealthy mindset measures net worth and passive income. I own rental properties generating $5,000 per month. I'm building freedom. Stop buying things to look rich and start buying things that make you rich. The status game is a trap that keeps poor thinkers poor forever. Poor thinking avoids discomfort, learning, and growth because they feel hard or uncertain. It's staying in a dead-end job because switching feels scary. It's not learning new skills because it takes effort. It's avoiding difficult conversations, risks, or challenges because failure might hurt. Wealthy thinkers embrace discomfort as the price of growth. They know that everything valuable, skills, businesses, relationships, wealth, lives on the other side of fear and hard work. They fail often, learn fast, and iterate relentlessly because they're playing the long game. If you're prioritizing comfort and certainty over growth and opportunity, you're thinking poor. Comfort is expensive. It costs you your potential. Start running toward discomfort. Have the hard conversation. Take the course. Start the side business. Make the ask. Wealthy people aren't more talented, they're just more willing to be uncomfortable for longer. Let's talk about practical mental shifts you can make today. First, replace "I can't afford it" with "How can I afford it?" This reframes lack into problem solving. Second, replace "That's too risky" with "What's the worst realistic outcome and can I recover from it?" Most risks are smaller than fear makes them. Third, Replace "I'll do it when I have more money or time" with "What's the smallest step I can take today?" Waiting is poor thinking. Starting is wealthy thinking. Fourth, replace "money is the root of all evil" with "money is a tool that amplifies who I already am." If you're good, money makes you more good. Fifth, stop saying "I deserve this" to justify dumb purchases and start saying, "Does this align with my 5-year vision?" Deserve has nothing to do with wealth. Alignment does. Write these shifts down, practice them daily, and watch your financial decisions transform. Common mental traps that keep people thinking poor are: first, believing wealth is luck or unethical. It's not. It's strategy, discipline, and value creation. Second, spending raises instead of investing them. Lifestyle inflation kills wealth. Third, seeking validation through consumption, buying things to impress people who don't care. Fourth, fearing judgment for being ambitious or wanting more. Other people's opinions don't pay your bills. Fifth, thinking small wins don't matter. Every $100 invested, every skill learned, every 1% improvement compounds massively over time. Sixth, waiting for permission or the perfect moment. No one is coming to save you, and perfect never arrives. Seventh, underestimating yourself and overestimating obstacles. You're more capable than you think, and most obstacles are smaller than they appear. Audit these traps monthly, catch yourself mid-pattern, and course correct immediately. At the core, thinking wealthy instead of poor is a daily practice, not a one-time decision. It's choosing long-term over short-term, ownership over blame, growth over comfort, assets over liabilities, abundance over scarcity. You don't need to be rich to think rich. You need to think rich to become rich. Start today. Audit one poor thinking pattern you recognize in yourself and replace it with a wealthy thinking alternative. Track your self-talk around money for 1 week and notice the scarcity language. Spend time with one person who thinks abundantly and study how they make decisions. Read one book on wealth psychology. Your bank account is a lagging indicator of your mindset. Change the input and the output will follow. Tell me in the comments which mental shift resonated most. And remember, you're not stuck because of your circumstances. You're stuck because of your thinking. And thinking is 100% within your control. Let's rewire.